Welcome back to the Badass Literature Society, where badasses come together to rate and review novels recommended by you. Hi, I'm Michael.
This is Barbara.
I'm Lauren.
And we're back for another bonus episode.
It's that time of year again, where our feeds are flooded with gift-giving guides and holiday preparations. This bonus episode will cover recommended gifts for all the literature lovers in your lives, aka us.
Yeah.
If you are a longtime listener, you might remember us doing a similar bonus episode last year. Well, it's back, so let's get into it. The first item we're going to talk about today that we found is an advent calendar for book lovers that Lauren found, I think, on Etsy. Do you want to talk about it a little bit, Lauren?
Yeah, so it came up. I basically was looking at all of the top lists for 2022 for book lovers and literature lovers and all the things. And so this was on several of the lists. Apparently there's a couple different Etsy companies. This one was Christie's Cozy Loft, and they literally will wrap 12 different books. So you can do 12 or 25 wrapped in numbered books, and you can choose like a theme if you want to. So like you can choose a genre, or you can have like a mix, which I thought was cool. And they'll wrap them for you. They'll number them and ship it to you. And like, it's just kind of like a cool custom gift. But then I also was like, hey, somebody could, not to discount that you should shop small and do Etsy, but you could totally DIY this. If you have like somebody in your life and you're like, you know, specific books that they might enjoy, you could totally do this. And it would be a cool little way to celebrate the leading up to Christmas.
So I absolutely love this idea because, I don't know, I think this is amazing. Like an advent calendar normally for book lovers. Like I think that's a really cute idea, especially as Lauren said, like you can do it yourself. Like say you kind of know the person you're gifting and then you have some book recommendations or you kind of know what they are. Then you can also like shop local bookstore as well, buy these little books and wrap them up and stuff. Unless you're like crappy at wrapping or you don't want to do that, then obviously you can support a small business. So it's
or you could buy gift bags and tissue paper and not worry about your crappy wrapping. Speaking from experience as someone who's a crappy wrapper, I think that's a cool idea. And I think Lauren's right. Like it's obviously the Etsy option that we found is awesome if you don't have time to go pick out the books, but you can also, if you know the person well enough and you've got their like Goodreads TBR list, you could go, hit up Barnes & Noble or your local bookseller and do this yourself. It's a really cool idea. I like it.
Yeah. For the 12 books, it's only $60.
Which that's actually pretty cheap for 12 books.
That's I was going to say,
and wrapping, and she looks like she's a good wrapper, not just like a mediocre wrapper.
Right.
So.
Agreed.
And I think, 25 was $115. I was like, man, if somebody did this for me, I would be so happy.
Oh yeah, same here. Although that's 12 more books for my TBR list. That just keeps growing.
That's true. But
can you ever have too many books in your TBR? The answer is always no.
No. I saw a meme the other day that was like a person in a coffin, and it said, "My last request is to be buried with my TBR list on my books so that I can take them with me." I was like, God, I'm going to need a bigger coffin.
Right, same. Just like put me in the corner and the rest of my books.
Right.
So before we talk about this next one, I can tell you as a prediction beforehand that Barbara is not going to like this one. But let's talk about it anyway.
She's not.
It's a book placeholder nightstand, which is kind of a cool idea. And it's we found it on uncommongoods.com. To try to describe it, if you imagine like a wooden easel almost, it's designed to not only hold your book, but also like your reading glasses, maybe a cup of coffee, your iPhone or non-Apple phone, whatever you have there, you can set on this thing. And it also, the back of it is V-shaped. And so it's designed to be able to also hold the place in your book, which this is the part Barbara's not going to like. You can rest the book on top of it. So you have the part you've read on one side of the wooden frame and the part you haven't on the other side. So it acts as a like temporary bookmark on your nightstand. I think it's a cool idea. I can see the issue that Barbara's going to have with it as far as potentially damaging the book. But I think in practice, it's a cool idea.
So I think it's a super cute idea and it's really cute, but I would never in a million years use this for two reasons. So one of them you had semi-white, right? Yes, I wouldn't want to do that to my books because that's how you destroy books, and I'm a huge proponent of not bending or ruining books because I treat them like coveted items. So I don't like that aspect of it. Just use a freaking bookmark. Sorry. And the other one is I don't know how I feel about putting a liquid anywhere near my book just in case, because that crap always spills. I don't care who you are. So I wouldn't want any form of liquid without a top being near my books as well. So I think it's a cute idea. Just personally, I wouldn't want something like this. And then I don't wear glasses anymore.
Yeah, I knew when I put it on here that Barbara might have a problem with the bookmarking being over. So basically, if you picture it, it's almost like a tablet stand, which I guess you could probably use it as like a Kindle stand if you wanted to. But yeah, the V, you put your book over it. The only issue that I have with it, I think it's super cute. I don't have a problem with liquids by my books because, I mean, now that I have a toddler, I think I might. But this would go in like my room. In my room, the door is always closed. If it's a paperback book and you're not very far into it, is it going to stay on there?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, how practical is it? Because if you just started the book, all the weight's going to be on one side, or if you're just finishing the book, all the weight's going to be on the other side. So, like, practically,
yeah,
I think practicality of it, I'm not really sure how that works.
I think a hardback book would be fine, but you might have a little bit more of an issue with like a paperback. But
I didn't think
cute.
about that.
I
You're
like
right.
it.
It is cute.
7 out of 10. 6 out of 10.
That's probably like 6 out of 10 for me too.
So the other one on the list, I believe, are like reading glass holder.
The cutest little owl.
It's super cute. It's a little wooden one. And I actually own one of these, but mine wasn't an owl. It was a pig because me. And I absolutely love these things. I don't know why, but I just think they're so cute because it looks like your little, like this one is an owl. Oh, sorry. You can find these on uncommongoods.com as well. We're probably just going to put up a link with all these links anyway. So let's be honest. But anyway, I think it's a super cute idea. If you wear glasses, even if you don't, just the little statue is really cute.
I was gonna say, I have reading glasses and I always lose them, or I put them down and then I don't remember where I put them. So then when I need them, I don't have them. So I think that this little guy is super cute, and it would be a good way for me to not lose them. Maybe like, hey, I left them on the owl.
I used to have one and I used it all the time. So.
I don't mean there's not much more to say. It's an eyeglass holder. Well, it looks cute.
Would you
really
wear
cool.
Is that more of a girl thing? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, do you care about stuff like this, or I mean, you don't really care because you leave your glasses all over the damn place, anyways.
I was going to say, it would be kind of a neat thing to have on like my nightstand to hold my glasses at night, as opposed to just setting them there. I mean, is it like a need? No, but it's a cool.
None
it's a
of
cool
this
idea.
Stuff is a need.
None of it is anything anybody
any
needs.
of this stuff. Yeah.
It is a cool idea. I think it would be cool to have and for me anyway, on like my nightstand to hold my actual eyeglasses. I don't have to wear reading glasses, but I could also see it being like if somebody does need reading glasses, and let's say they always read in like this big comfy chair they have, like you could have this thing just sitting on like your little table next to your chair, and have your reading glasses cutely displayed. So I mean, it's a cool idea. I like it.
Same. I would rate it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, probably give it a 7 as well.
The next one I've wanted. I wish somebody would buy this for me at some point in my life. No, but my husband doesn't listen to the podcast. So
wink,
wink,
hint, hint. Send him the link.
Right. So this is also on Etsy. Custom book box for book lovers. The Etsy company is the Custom Library Co. It's kind of neat. You basically pick your style of small, medium, or large, and then like you type in, age, gender, hobbies, food allergies, preferences, like those things, and then they basically put in, you get like a candle and like mug and either tea or coffee, and then it looks like maybe some treats of some sort with the book, and then themed things that go with the book. So like they've got one of the picture descriptions has like a Harry Potter one, and so they've got like an illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. They've got like jelly beans, a butterbeer wax melt, like just cool little themed things, nerdy little presents.
I feel like it's, what are they called that we're part of, Michael? Like book subscription,
loot boxes
and stuff. It's kind of like that, but for Christmassy type. Oh, I mean, not all the items are Christmassy, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. So I think this is a cute idea. And it's nice to know that you do have, like, you can pick if you have like allergies or things that you can't, eat, or things that you don't like, so you can kind of make it a little more customize. What is the word I'm looking here?
It's more customizable.
There we go. I can't say that word. Customizable. There we go. I said it. My only issue with this stuff is just sometimes, luckily, most of these things I feel like you'd use, but sometimes with those loot boxes, it's like you get an item, you're like, when will I ever use this?
Yeah.
But this seems pretty like usable, and like Lauren said, it customizable. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like some of these you could definitely get like cluttery type things that just kind of end up taking up space. But
right, yeah.
It's definitely a cool idea. It definitely reminds me of, like Barbara was just saying, like some of the book subscription boxes that we've gotten. But it's cool that it's customizable. I think it is designed to be more of a one-time box, like for like a Christmas gift or something like that. But it's really cool. Like since Lauren mentioned that you could have like your dietary restrictions and give like specific things that you're into. Like it's a level of customization that you don't get from the bigger loot box companies. So it's cool. Although I would plug the loot box companies being another good gift for a book lover. It seems appropriate to add that here since we're talking about a book box. I can't speak to all of them, but Barbara subscribed to, what was the name of the one that you got for a while? Illumicrate, and she really liked that one. And then now we're getting Fairy Loot, which is another very similar to Illumicrate.
They're just pricey, so it's not, I feel like I can't do it like on the reg.
But it is cool. I mean, it's very similar to this. It's a box of stuff, but the difference is that they choose the theme, and it's more, some of the stuff can be like what you guys were complaining about, more trinkety and stuff that can be clutter. But
the next thing is one of my favorite things that I found. I only saw it on one of the lists, and it was on like a list for gifts for bookworms or something. It's kind of pricier, but it was said like it was for the charitable bookworm. I don't know if where you guys are located, have the little free libraries. Some of our listeners, I know we have listeners like all over the world, but what this concept is basically a little wooden box that you put in your neighborhood or your community, and you fill it with books that you've either already read and want to get rid of, or it can be just books that you picked up at a garage sale, or really anything. And the concept is you take a book and you leave a book. And so you can basically paint it however you want. Like it just comes like in the raw wood, which I didn't realize that they had kits for this. I'm kind of excited because my neighborhood doesn't have one of these. The closest one to us is like 5 miles away. But for $330, which is a little steep, this is a kit that basically you build it and then you can paint it and put it in your community. So I thought that was really neat.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if you're good at do-it-yourself projects, you can probably make something like this yourself. But if you don't know how, or you don't care to, or you just don't have the time, you can just buy it. But we actually have 2 around the neighborhood that we walk the dogs in. Michael says 3. I've only ever seen 2. Anyways, and I just love this concept. I think it's such an awesome idea. And I can't wait to like live in the neighborhood, like an actual neighborhood where it's ours, but I still claim it as ours since it's like right behind our area. So we always walk around there, and I always look at it to see if there's anything I want to exchange for books. But I just have an issue, like since it rains so much down here, I'm always worried that the books are going to get wet, but I've never seen them get wet. So I'm assuming these are made really well. I would hope so for that.
Yeah, for that they're pretty well made and well insulated.
But I think this is such a cute idea for neighborhoods and stuff. And like you see all kinds of books. There's kid books in there, adult books, young adult books and stuff. And I think I have actually put a book in there, I believe. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, we did.
Yeah. So this bitch was talking like he has, but it was my book.
It's her book, but we were both there and it was put in there.
Anyways.
They held the book together.
Yes. Yeah. Michael just helped me place it in there.
It's a super cool idea. I had no idea you could buy a kit on Amazon for this.
I didn't either. I thought that there was like a company or something that did them.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like Barbara said, we've got a few in our neighborhood. It's a neat idea. Like you can put anything in there if you want. We've actually seen like educational books too. Like some people put like old textbooks, or I've seen books like about like learning programming languages and stuff like that. It's cool to have that free knowledge there as well. It's just a really cool idea. So awesome find, Lauren. 10 out of 10.
Oh, thank you.
Next one we found is the it's for your book lover friend that likes taking relaxing bubble baths. It's a bathtub tray caddy that looks like it's designed to carry a variety of things from your book to your glass of wine that you like to have while you're in the bathtub. It's designed to hold like a book, your phone, all sorts of stuff. It looks like it's kind of got a tray on one side that you could really put anything that can sit on a flat surface on. But it's definitely a cool idea. I've seen these a lot. I think it's a neat idea for someone who likes to take baths and maybe is also a big reader. It makes it easy for them to safely read their book and have it propped up in the bathtub. If they've got a Kindle, then that makes it even easier since those are waterproof these days. So you don't have to worry about them. Some of them are waterproof these days, and so that makes it even safer if you accidentally bump it into the water. But definitely a cool idea.
Yeah, I like that it is adjustable both ways. So like it adjusts to like widen, so like to the width of your tub. But it also has like an adjustable little where you rest the book or the tablet, whichever you're reading from. It has a little adjustable thing there so that you can adjust your angle of your book or your tablet so you don't get a glare. If you're reading on an iPad, I know that's an issue. The Paperwhites are not. You don't have a glare on those.
You shouldn't be reading on an iPad. I'm going to judge you for that right now.
So. I mean, I don't, but some people do, Barbara.
I understand, and I'm judging those people right now. Like, I'm talking
I read
to
on
those
an iPad
people
sometimes.
right now.
Are you judging me?
I've always judged you, Michael. You already know this, so judging real hard.
So yeah, it's got like, it adjusts really wide, and then it also adjusts the angle of what you're reading. And like Michael said, it does have a little spot for your wine and a spot for your phone.
Or beer, if you're classy.
Well, you can't put beer in that kind of a cup holder. It's like a slidey one.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
you could put your beer in a wine glass and have it that way.
Exactly, because you classy. You
could figure it out. I bet they have one, a different one maybe than this one that's got like a more traditional cup holder. But.
Yeah, I mean, this one you could just put your beer on the little table area.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good idea. $30, not bad.
It's on sale.
Yeah.
I guess it's on sale right now for $30. Normally $50. But yeah, that was actually on several of the lists. Mm-hmm. So must be a popular.
I can see why.
I understand that it's a popular idea. Like, I feel like any movie that the girl or the guy or whomever is reading, the person who is reading a book, like, and taking a bath, it always has one of these. I just cannot get behind one of these for multiple reasons. But I understand it's a cute idea. And I think if you have someone in your life who enjoys baths and who likes to read as well, then this is honestly a great gift for them. I just personally would never use one.
Are you not a bath taker?
I have a complicated relationship with baths. So.
Okay.
Like, our current bathtub is a piece of crap. So, like, either my tits are out or, like, my whole legs are. You just can't get comfortable in that. And the way the bathtub sits, this wouldn't work on it because it doesn't, like, it's rounded. So I'm not really quite sure how this would sit on there, to be honest with you.
It's like a weird corner jacuzzi.
Yeah, it's a weird, like, I don't know. The bathtub in this place is just all kinds of like stupid. I don't like
your tub. So if you had the right bathtub, Barbara, would you use something like this, or do you feel like it would be too risky for your books? Or
I have a Kindle. So I do have a waterproof Kindle, as one does, because hello, beach. So I definitely do. So I wouldn't mind that, but I don't drink wine, so I don't really need, like, all I need is to hold my book. But I guess it would be nice just maybe like when I don't want to like physically hold my book, I could just have that, so that would be nice. But like, as it is right now, I don't think this would be practical for me, but I do like the idea for the people who enjoy this crap. Also, you're a very brave soul is all I'm gonna say. If you have an unproofed anything of device, Kindle or Nook or Rook or whatever, I think they're Nooks called, Nook, or an
iPad,
an iPad, or your phone, like, you crazy girl, you crazy.
The next thing we have is a book club candle. This was also on several lists. This specific one, I'm not sure what's so special about this specific candle to be on several lists for 2022, but it is a brand. The brand is called Homesick, and it is the scent is book club. It looks like it's $30. It says it has scents of orange and nutmeg. It's a natural soy candle. So basically, I think it's supposed to smell like you were at a book club. I don't know. The Homesick brand I've heard of. They have like ones that smell like some of the different states. I don't know if they have all of them, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. I like to burn candles sometimes when I'm reading. I am a bath person. I like taking baths. Baths are kind of a thing of the past when you have children, so I can't remember the last time I actually got to take a bath. Right now, I just take like the 5-minute showers, and like half the time I'm not even like rinsed all the way before one of the other ones starts crying. But um, that's neither here nor there. But I like this idea. I think assuming it smells good, I'm kind of picky with scents, so assuming I liked the scent, I think it would be a good idea.
Yeah, I like candles and stuff, but we don't use candles anymore. We use like the Scentsies and stuff, but I do like the idea. I'm just curious to know like how many scents they have. Like they have quite a few here, but like my favorite scent is still like book. A book scent, like the pages and stuff. But they have a bunch like,
there was like a couple on one list that was like smells like old books or something. It was like the candle was called Old Books, but this specific one was on like 3 or 4 different lists.
Yeah, obviously it's definitely something everyone and a lot of people enjoy, so I can get down behind that. It looks cool, and I believe I have a version of this, not the book one, but
yeah, I mean, it's definitely cool. I didn't know they had a book club one. Homesick is a big name in candles. They started out doing, hence the name, candles that smelled like the state you were from or the country that you were from, and it was themed in that way. And so it's cool to know that they've expanded into other stuff. But yeah, Homesick, we do have one of their candles, and they're nice. They do burn for a long time. So I mean, if you're somebody who likes candles and the scents of this orange and nutmeg scented book club candle appeal to you, then I think it'd be a good gift.
I'm really curious what they think Kansas smells like.
I don't know if they have a Kansas one. They probably do. I mean, the one I bought for Barbara was a Brazil
cow
one.
Manure.
Cow manure.
That's really not what Kansas is.
I was gonna
like,
say you're totally like making
not
it
at all
stereotypical as what people think of Kansas.
I'm just kidding, but usually
Where
when people
go to die.
whenever I'm traveling.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding, but I feel like, when people say Kansas, they're like, "Oh, do you guys blah blah blah?" It's like we are in the same century you are. Like,
right. Well, when I was traveling, this is kind of a segue here, a side note, but when I was living in England for college, I did a semester there, and everywhere I would go, like any different town, people would be like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'd be like, "Kansas," and they're like, "Oh, like Dorothy, there's no place like home."
Yep.
I literally, if I had $1 for every time, I could have probably traveled to Ireland one more time, because like that's what people associate. Or they'd be like, "Oh, is your family farmers?"
Yeah.
Like, I promise not everybody in Kansas is a farmer. That was totally just a stereotypical joke about Kansans. We
can say it because you're from there. So.
Yeah, we're allowed to, but you don't talk shit on Kansas.
Right. It's like the older sibling. We can talk crap on the younger sibling, but if anyone else does, you're gonna get cut.
Exactly. Okay, the next one we have is an Audible subscription, which is an awesome gift. But that's also kind of the gift that keeps on giving. So I don't know, that would have to be like maybe your significant other or family member to like set that up, since it's going to be like something that keeps charging you. Audible should have like a 6-month, like you can gift.
I was gonna say, do they not have like a little like
maybe they
month or something?
Maybe they do. I don't know. I didn't look into it that far. I am an Audible subscriber, but yeah, so maybe they already do have it where you can like just send somebody several months and see if they like it. But $14.95 a month, Audible. It's a good gift for a book lover, especially people with long commutes or just don't have time to physically sit down and read when they want to.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's cool. I like reading or listening to audiobooks. I just looked it up, Lauren, and they do on Audible's website actually offer you can buy 12, 6, 3, or 1 month packages as a gift. I think you could also technically just buy the person an Amazon gift card for that amount, and they could use it for Audible too. But maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, it is a cool idea. I like audiobooks. I do both. I know Lauren's pretty much just audiobooks these days because of her chitlins. But I mean, I like going back and forth. So yeah, I think it's a great gift as long as you know the person likes audiobooks. If you're thinking about buying Barbara a gift, don't get her this.
I like how you say don't Bart, don't do anything. Like I don't hear you guys saying don't do this for Mako, don't do this for Lauren. Rude.
Well, none of them are like none of them so far fit that
I'm
category.
a weird book
Maybe they will
reader,
in the future.
apparently. I don't do coffee, I don't do tea, I don't do audibles.
But you could do hot cocoa.
I love hot cocoa. My favorite meme is that one where it's like, anyways, but for Audible, I think it's a great idea if you are someone who enjoys that or you know someone who enjoys that. I think subscriptions like that, I think it's a cute little idea, you know, like you can do like a 3-month pack or something. They enjoy that. I'm not a I just can't. I know people read, or it's reading to me, it's still considered reading. So you read the book while doing other things, and I just can't do that when I'm paying attention to something as far as Audible or reading a book that way. I tune everything else out. So I would literally just, at that point, I would just sit down with a book because I just can't. I don't multitask very well when it comes to audio learning. So it's just
This is why Barbara is so much better at predicting and dissecting books than I am, because I'm constantly multitasking when I'm reading, listening to my books, because that's the only like option that I have. Because like I could read when they go to bed, but then I literally fall asleep. Like if I try and listen at night, like, so I have to be multitasking. But anyway, that's why Barbara's such a badass for all of her predictions.
Like I said, I think we've already talked about this. Like I can't take notes like this,
yeah.
You know. So I mean, I guess I could, but then once again, then I will not be multitasking. So it's just not. It doesn't work for me. But I know a lot of people do that. I wish that worked for me because I feel like I would get a lot more reading done, you know, like people while they're driving their cars or laundry or working out and all that stuff. I just can't. That's just not how I function. But I'm very jealous of people who do, because I would read all the books then.
Yeah. This next one, I feel like I just saw it's on sale, so I'm about to send this link to my husband. So this is a Ember temperature control smart mug. And so somebody told me about this just from like the mom standpoint, that like you never get your coffee while it's hot. But with reading too, which I saw this was on several book lists, and I never would have thought of it for like being specific to book lovers. I was thinking like more moms or busy business people.
I was gonna say I've always pictured it like that too. So
I thought that was cool, because like a lot of the lists had said like for when you get so sucked into your book that you forget you made a cup of coffee or a cup of hot tea or whatever. And so basically you just set it on this little coaster, which the coaster is also like a chart, like you charge it by the coaster, and you just set it on there. It's got 80 minutes battery off the coaster if it's unplugged. And it literally just heats you have an app on your phone where you can control the temperature that you want it to be. So some people like their drinks really hot. Some people like them like lukewarm. And as long as you keep setting it back on this coaster, it's going to maintain the temperature that you set it to the whole time. Which I think is amazing.
Fancy version. I haven't seen one like this.
I haven't either.
Normally it's just the one that you plug it in and then it leaves it, but then app control, like, dang.
Yeah, 6,600 for ratings. Cool. Like I've never heard of this one. Like Barbara said, this one is I literally just sent a link because it's on sale, but it is $100 still, even on sale.
Yeah, it is pricey. I'm assuming it comes with the little mug thing too.
Yeah,
like the special mug for it. Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if you can use other mugs or if you have to use this Ember.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Oh, you cannot use other mugs. It's probably not recommended for safety purposes.
I'm familiar with these. Probably. I'm familiar with these mugs. I have a few coworkers actually that have them, use them, and love them. My company's done a few giveaways where they actually give away these to people too, which is cool. But it's definitely a cool product, and it works from what I've heard very well. Especially there's a guy, one of the guys I work with used to be a barista. And so he knows exactly what temperature like the coffee should be, and so he likes this because you can tweak the temperature by degree, like Lauren said, which is cool. So definitely a cool gift for your book lover who's also a coffee, tea, or other hot beverage lover.
Yeah, I think that I would give this a really high rating, except for you can't wash it in the dishwasher, hand wash only, and you can only use that one mug.
Yeah, if you like fun mugs and stuff like that, it kind of ruins that aspect of it. But I think, like I said, it's a cool idea for people who enjoy that kind of stuff. I'm curious to know if you could use that at a work setting. Like I know some of workplaces don't allow that kind of stuff. I also saw, and probably not this fancy one because I feel like that's a little intense, but someone said that, you know, in dorms you can't have open flames, so you can use that as like a Scentsy. Like if you have actual candles, you just stick it on there. But I feel like this one probably you can't do that since it's very specific to that type of mug. But I know the cheaper ones, some people said that they used their candles on there since they couldn't have open flame and they didn't have like a Scentsy, so they kind of did it yourself Scentsy. I don't know if I would recommend that because you might like burn something.
That's smart though, like because
cause an issue. Yeah, right. That's what I said. Like I saw that on. I was like dorm stuff. I was like, oh man, I wish we had that stuff back in my day.
Very innovative.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. I don't know if I would want to spend $100 to heat up my hot cocoa.
No, just
okay, bitch. You take your 5 hot cocoa and just drink it over there.
Now, I mean, sometimes you drink the fancy hot cocoa, so then you can be fancy with a fancy cup.
Like milk heated up in the oven top.
Yeah, and then after it's all ready and hot and delicious, you put it in here.
I wouldn't even know what temperature would like. What is the ideal setting temperature for hot cocoa?
135.
Is it really? Did you Google that?
There you go.
I was a barista.
Oh,
Lauren used to work at Starbucks.
Well,
kids temp is less.
You know.
I think kids temp was like 105 or 1.
Children's temp. That's embarrassing.
Children's temp is the you have to really. The only time I ever used that was for hot cocoa season. Because all the little moms come in with their little kids, and the kids want a Starbucks drink.
Michael comes along with a Barbara.
It's true. It's true. When we lived in a colder climate, whenever I went to go get my coffee, I'd always have to get a hot cocoa.
Heck yeah.
Anyways, I'm a child.
No, you're not. This next one is actually kind of a good deal. It's only $7.39 on Amazon. And this was also on 2 of the different lists. It's called Tequila Mockingbird. Clever play on words there. Cocktails with a literary twist. And so it's basically like a recipe book for literary cocktails, which I thought was really neat. It would make for like a really fun party theme, I feel like, if you threw a party, like if you're into dinner parties or things like that, like you could do a whole theme.
Dress up. You can dress up as your favorite author or character from a book and then have themed drinks. This is such a great idea, Lauren. Love it.
I know. Let's do it when you guys are in town.
I know, right?
But yeah, you could make the food from like the book or whatever and do this. So it's cool. It says it's the world's best-selling cocktail book for the literary obsessed, and there are 65 delicious drink recipes paired with wry commentary on history's most beloved novels. So
I've seen this year in year on lists for this kind of stuff. So obviously it's a huge, and it has like a crap ton of ratings. So I definitely think this is a good gift for people. Like even if maybe you're not a huge drinker, but like you like to throw parties, like Lauren said, the theme. I'm all about a themed party, and when it's book themed party, like bitch, sign me up. I am so down. Dibs on Edgar Allan Poe.
Right.
It's definitely a cool idea, and I opened it up so I could look at some of the cocktail names, and I'm going to read a couple because I think they're really clever. So there's the Jen Eyre instead of Jane.
Nice.
Jane Eyre. There is Rye and Prejudice. The Yellow Wallbanger.
Oh.
A Cocktail of Two Cities.
Huckleberry Sin. Yes, A Cocktail of Two Cities. The Count of Monte Cristo.
This is funny. I love me some good puns too. You know?
Right.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Drankenstein.
And for like $7, really? Like
right.
Right. I mean, it's super cheap.
I actually considered
too.
buying this for Michael like last year, but I just wasn't sure like if he would enjoy it or not. But
a rum of one's own. Are you there, God? It's me, Margarita.
I think that's my favorite.
The Phantom Toll Juice.
Toll juice? What's a toll juice?
Toll, because it's the Phantom Toll Booth is the book.
Toll juice?
So
maybe
toll
just
juice. I'm assuming it's like a gin and juice cocktail.
Okay.
Very clever. I feel like that. I mean, we're not big drinkers, but I feel like that would be a clever gift for a good theme party.
Fahrenheit 151.
151 pineapple juice. Sorry.
Exactly.
So next we have a game for language lovers. So this one was also on a couple different lists. You can find it on Amazon for $20. It's called Stet Dreyer's English, a game for language lovers, grammar geeks, and bibliophiles. And from what I can tell, it's a card game that, let me pull up some of the pictures. I want to give an example. So it says you're supposed to figure out what's wrong with the sentence. The misplaced apostrophe flew right up your nose. This is the game for you. There's 100 entertaining sentences waiting for you, the copy editor to correct or to stat. So I don't know. I don't know if I would play this one. I mean, I'm kind of a grammar nerd, but I don't know that I'd make a game out of it. But it was literally on like 4 of the lists that I found. So apparently someone likes it out there a lot.
I feel like I would either be really good at this game or like awful. It's like one or the other.
I'm pretty good at grammar. I worked in college as an editor for papers and stuff for people. Like, that was my whole job. I got paid to edit like people's dissertations and things. So I feel like I would be good at it, but I feel like I don't know how much fun it would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like, how do you win?
I don't know. I'd have to look into it further, but it was on a bunch of lists, so I put it on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. I think it'd be like if you're someone who like meets in person and has a book club, it could be a fun game to play at book club. It looks interesting. I mean, it looks like it's designed to be paired with a book called Dreyer's English by Benjamin Dreyer, which is what the game is based on. So I don't know if it's something that would be like a companion gift alongside that book or how connected they are, but just wanted to throw that out there since it is based on that book.
I'm curious to know if this is more of like a fun way to learn grammar. So is it really like what would you think of a stereotypical like game, or is it more for, like learning purposes and stuff? Because if it's learning purposes, I think that's a cool way to learn if you're not someone who learns in your normal way of like teaching. So I think that's cool, but I don't know about a game. I don't know how I feel about it as a game, but
yeah, it was on several lists listed as like a game. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Kind of weird.
Plus, I would feel a little pretentious if I like busted that out wine and cheese. Right. Like, let's play literature, and it's like, what? Sorry,
bitch. There's not an apostrophe there. You wrong.
Exactly. I feel like this would end friendships.
It could. It very well could.
Everybody all of a sudden has to leave your party.
You're like that person now. The next one is a custom book embosser, which again, Barbara might have mixed feelings about. I also now have mixed feelings about it, actually, just because, so when I was a teacher before I was a counselor, and I labeled all of my books for my classroom library with, like, stickers that basically, so that my kids wouldn't walk off with them. It said, like, please return to the library of Miss Wood, because at the time, that was my last name. And then I got married, and then would continue to teach for 2 more years after I was married, and I was no longer Miss Wood, I was Mrs. Dutcher. And all of my books were labeled wrong. So I feel like if you're going to do this embossing thing, make sure that you have the name that you're like going to end up with. Obviously,
right. Either you don't change the name or...
Right. So I think that is one problem that I would have with it because, if you get married or if you get remarried or whatever, and then all of your freaking books would have the wrong name on it. But I really like this concept and it looks so classy and... for those of you who don't have a problem defacing your books.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So, cool idea if you like that stuff, but I would never deface my books like this, ever. Plus, if you're one of those people who wants to, like, maybe donate your books later on, like, you're going to have someone's book that says this. Like, I don't know. I'm a little torn on stuff like this. Like, I think it's cool if that's what you want to do to your books, but I can't get behind that. Maybe they gave an idea for like envelopes or maybe for like letters and stuff that you can put that on, but I feel like in this digital age, how many people are really writing that kind of stuff? But maybe you can start the new trend, and just do that. But as far as putting this on my books, I would never in a million years do this to mine, but that's just
maybe people are using them for like wedding invitations or like things like that for envelopes. But
this bitch belongs to me, come to my wedding.
But I definitely wouldn't do this at this point because obviously, like, I have my married name now, so it would be probably fine, but I had that one experience with doing it, and it was a pain in the ass to have to label all my books. So with how many books I have, it would just be very time intensive, but it is cool looking.
I think it's a cool idea for the right person. Obviously, this isn't something you'd get for someone like what Barbara said. Like if they're going to have a problem with if they see this as like defacing their books, and they're not going to like this gift. But like I have a friend who made his collection of books into like his own little library, and like has like little stickers on the end, like with the Dewey Decimal System. Like he has a card catalog
That's
for
cool.
his own library of books. And he put like the the old school library cards that used to be in books at the school library where they like physically stamp them. Like he has those in the front of the book too, which is kind of neat. And so for someone like that, I think this would be awesome, because then they could add like an extra little flourish to their already established thing that they're doing with their collection. But that's not for everybody. So it's a gift that I think for the right person would be a really cool thing.
Yes, agreed.
The next one is just kind of a cute mug, and I'm a mug person. I've been told that I need to own less mugs, but that will never happen. That's like the thing that I get whenever I go places. That's like the souvenir that I always pick is a mug from the place that we go. I like cool, quirky mugs, so I really enjoy this particular one. I don't know that I would pay $22.50 for a mug, but I mean, I might. It's basically a cute little white mug with like gold handle and accents, and then it's got hand painted spines of classic books like Pride and Prejudice, Wuthering Heights, Little Women, Secret Garden, things like that. And it is Rifle Paper Company Book Club porcelain mug, and this specific mug was also on 3 different lists, so it's really cute. I would buy it.
I mean, it's cool. I think I like the way it looks. The hand painted books on there and the gold handle. It's a neat design. I think you could also safely say, I mean, if you have a book lover in your life that is a fan also of coffee or hot beverages, I mean, most booksellers, whether it's Barnes and Noble or your own local independent bookstore, have tons of book mugs like this. So I think it could be a cool, if you're looking for like a cheaper gift or like a stocking stuffer for a book lover, a book themed mug could be a really cool idea.
What are you stuffing your stockings with? $22 is kind of pricey personally.
Okay, I mean, not every mug is going to be that expensive.
All right, next up we have a bookmark for Barbara. No, not specifically for you because of what it says, but the bookmark factor. The bookmark factor.
Bookmarks?
Yes.
Is what you meant.
So you have an ungodly
So
amount
if someone bought Barbara the first few gifts on this list where you had to put your book upside down and not have a bookmark, they could buy her this as well, and then she could use this with that, and it could be a combination. But it is a really funny bookmark on Etsy. The company is Scribbles to Saturn. And it says, "I don't watch porn, I read it like an effing lady." And so I put this on here kind of as a joke for Michael, which if you listen to our next podcast,
he loves spicy novels. We'll talk about why
that. Michael gets a little uncomfortable.
No, let's not. This is slander. This is slander. No, I do not like. I do not read spicy novels
like an effing lady.
No, he gets very uncomfortable. He gets uncomfortable with.
It's hilarious
with spicy scenes in novels, especially ones that are very descriptive. So I thought this one was funny. It happened to be on one of the lists that I was looking at, so I put it on here.
I think it's great. I love bookmarks. I collect bookmarks. That's what I actually collect for that kind of stuff, not mugs, bookmarks. So
add
to cart for Barbara's stocking.
Do it.
I mean, even if I, if
you don't, I will.
Like a little spice in your life. I think it's hilarious. I mean, I would rep that proudly, even if I don't typically read those type of books. Some once in a while when you're in the mood.
Michael, how do you feel about this bookmark?
I mean, it's funny. I think if you've got someone like that likes to read the spicy books, like 50 Shades of Grey or whatever, I think if you've got somebody that's into that, and there's a huge market for it, then this could be kind of like a funny tongue-in-cheek gift for that person. And so I think,
or
it's a
if
cool
you
idea.
Know someone who doesn't like that kind of stuff, like Michael, just buy it for them so then they get real uncomfortable because it's hilarious.
Right. I have several people in my life that I could definitely buy this for, and they would appreciate it. So I was kind of glad I found it. I was like, hey, add to cart. The next item was also on a couple different lists, and it is also an Etsy item. The company is Your Wish Co. And this is a Dogs Books Coffee sweatshirt. And it literally is a gray sweatshirt that's with black print that says dogs and books and coffee. And I liked it because I also like dogs and books and coffee. And I don't know, I thought it was a good gift that it's unisex. It could go either way. You can also pick a color, apparently. So you don't have to get gray and black. You can do, it looks like they have white and rose gold, black and white, maroon. They've got several different color options.
I feel like these types of things are really popping up all over the place as far as like the and things that you enjoy. So I think it's a cute idea. It's really simple. If you are maybe limited, maybe you can just buy, your own little sweater or something, do it yourself if you're into that kind of stuff, or, support this small business. But I think it's a cute idea. I enjoy it. I don't particularly care for coffee. That's my only issue. So hopefully maybe you can pick the 3 things that you like, or if you're not a dog person, maybe you're a cat person, maybe you can customize it, but
they have some other options that are available for those people.
Mine would be dogs and books and hot cocoa.
Like they have one that says cats and books and tea from the same Etsy shop.
Yeah, I've seen also like, it's like those bags where like the 4 things or 5 things bags.
Yeah, the 4 things bags.
Yeah, it reminds me of that, where which those you can customize, I think, and you can say like the 4 things.
It's literally anything you want. Yeah.
So I think it's kind of a play on that sort of.
Yeah.
Last but definitely not least is the Harry Potter jacket covers, dust jackets, whatever you want to call them. So apparently you can buy fancy, artsy jacket covers for your Harry Potter hardback set, so that when you have it on your shelf, it looks like one kind of piece of art.
It's not just Harry Potter either. They have a bunch of different ones. This company does, like Lord of the Rings.
So this company is
Twilight, Hunger Games,
Juniper Books.
Yes, they're very well known for this kind of stuff. I've seen it all over Big Talk.
Okay, so Juniper Books. This one is Harry Potter. I like how it has like a big in bold "books not included," which is good to know because it is $125. So people might assume that the books are included. That seems a little steep for me for dust jackets. I understand that.
Paying for art, darling, art.
I understand they're cool looking, but I like the Juniper Books ones that for the Harry Potter ones that are like by house color. But yeah. Anyway, this was on a couple of the lists. So
yeah, it's just one of those things. If you like your books looking the same, like this is a nice little universal way of making that. I do find it a little pricey for what it is, but like I was kind of half joking, like you are paying for the art, and obviously this art that that is what you're paying for. So, and art is expensive, so I understand the pricing, I guess, for the company. They have really, like, I think that Chronicles of Narnia is like a really cool looking one. I don't particularly care for the books, but it's a cool jacket cover.
The Lord of the Rings
one. $240 though, Michael.
I know.
But what I was going to point out, and since you mentioned the price, I'll throw this in now, then Barbara can continue. A lot of theirs come with the books. The Harry Potter one is the exception, not the rule.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just cool idea.
It is. I think it's an awesome idea. They have tons of different stuff. So if you've got somebody who's into this and you're looking for a high dollar gift, because they are pricey. Like, for example, I was just looking at the Wheel of Time, which is almost $1,000 for that one. Well, as always, we appreciate you guys listening to this episode. Hopefully, if you do have a book lover in your life, this is able to provide you some sort of an idea as far as what you might get them for Christmas or whatever upcoming gift-giving holiday you have. As always, thank you so much for listening. We are Badass Literature Society. Hopefully you liked the episode. If you did, let us know. If you have a book recommendation, also let us know. Make sure you're following us on both Instagram and Facebook. Our handle in both places is @BadassLitPod. And we'll see you guys later this month for our full-blown episode. With that, I'm Michael.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm Lauren.
Bye.
Bye.
It's that time of year again where our feeds are flooded with gift gifting. Oh, that's gonna be fun, yo. Hold on. Blah, blah, blah.
Alliteration is fun, Barbara, isn't it?
It is.
If you
No, not
if
for
you
me.
were
All right, next. I actually think this one's really unique and oh, hold on. It said skip it. What? Hold on.
it's not opening. That's
This
why we
was
said
on a
skip
bunch
it.
of different lists though.
They're all sold out. Like when you look up and click on it, it
Okay.
says, "Sorry, we've run out of the
Damn.
item."
All right, skip that one.
So,
Sorry.
I would love that, but they've
Yeah,
run
it was
out,
really
apparently.
cool. It was
Yeah.
a really cool thing. I was like, I feel like Barbara would like that.
I would actually like. When I saw that, I was like, ugh. And then I was like, as soon as I clicked on it, it said like, "Sorry, we have filled our orders up," and I was like, "No, the tragedy."
If this makes the final cut, that was Barbara's excited noise,
What
everybody.
excited noise? I made an excited noise.
Oh.
I mean, I guess I could leave it in. This is a bonus episode, so if you want to listen to us talk poop, then this is it.
Okay.